Hello, thank you for listening and watching my video. Please subscribe, share with your friends and family, like this video, and make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification every time I go live or upload a brand new video. I am Lamarr Townsend. I am a psychic tarot reader and an astrologer, and I have been an astrologer and psychic tarot reader on YouTube for 3 years now, going on 4 years. And I want to talk a little bit about the purpose of a psychic reading, tarot reading, and astrology, birth chart reading slash natal chart reading. Three different types of readings, all kind of the same purpose though. So, if you would like a reading from me, I am a psychic tarot reader. So, I combine tarot with my psychic abilities to give you a reading, and I am also an astrologer, all right, as well, so I can read your natal chart or birth chart. So check out my website to purchase your reading, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Within 24 hours after you purchase your reading, I will send you an email confirmation letting you know that I received your payment. And then within 1 to 3 days or sooner or the same day, we will get your reading done, okay? So with that being said, thank you for listening and watching, and let's get right into it. You can also call me or text me at 703-791-9162 for a reading as well. So the purpose of a psychic reading, a tarot reading, and an astrology, natal chart, or birth chart reading. So let's define the three different types of readings. So a psychic reading typically is a reading that does not involve cards, that does not involve necessarily any type of tools. Sometimes it may involve tools, sometimes it doesn't, but most of the times a psychic reading solely does involve no tools, all right? Typically involves the reader's intuition, their gifts. So whether they have the gifts of intuition, the gift of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all right, an empath, whatever their gift is, that is a psychic reading. They use that gift to tap into spirit, all right, to tap into their gods, goddesses, whomever it is, whatever spirit or entity it is that they, seek information from. They tap into that energy, and that's where they get information from. That is a psychic reading. Now, depending on the type of reader that you get, who they seek information from is going to be different. No reader is the same. Some readers pull information from angels. Some readers pull information from God. Some readers pull information from certain orishas. No reader is the same. It all depends on how that reader gets their information. So that's a psychic reading. Typically, that involves no cards. It just kind of sometimes involves you and the reader speaking back and forth a lot of the times, but once again, no reader is the same. A lot of readers are psychic and can read tarot as well, so you will have readers who do tarot card readings but also are psychic at the same time. So they don't necessarily need cards, but they do read cards, just for whatever reason. Then there's tarot card readings, which is different from psychic readings. In order to read tarot, you don't necessarily have to be psychic or be an intuitive, so keep that in mind. Reading tarot is kind of an art form. It is definitely a gift. It is definitely a specialty. It is definitely a practice. It is definitely a profession. And when it comes to tarot, basically a tarot reading involves someone using tarot cards, oracle cards, and no tarot card or oracle card is the same, so keep that in mind. All readers read tarot differently as well. But really, with tarot, it's about shuffling cards and judging from the cards one reader picks out. They give you information based off of the random cards that they choose in your reading, and that is how a tarot reading goes. Doesn't necessarily have to involve intuition. That's often why you will have readers or who do tarot who are really good at tarot, but aren't necessarily the best intuitive, like the most intuitive people. So there are tarot readers who strictly read tarot and are really accurate, and there are tarot readers who are also psychic, who are also accurate. So, like me, I'm a psychic and a tarot reader. So you can use tarot cards to predict the future. You can use tarot cards to pick up information, to pick up a feeling, to pick up a certain type of energy. All right, tarot is really symbolism. All right, tarot is really an energy. It's once again, it's a language. All right, so if you understand the language, if you understand the energy, if you understand the practice of it, then you can read tarot. Of course, not everyone can read tarot, so that's why you go to tarot readers to read your cards for you. The pro and con about tarot, I guess, is that, with tarot you have a kind of physical representation of your energy. With tarot, you have a physical representation of the energy of what the reader is picking up on, of what you're going through the cards. The cards literally tell a story. And also depending on how the reader places their cards and what each placement, depending on the cards, means, because there are tarot spreads that have their own meaning, and there are some readers who kind of do their own spreads as well, so that also is something to keep into account as well. So tarot can be really, really intricate, whereas psychic readings are just straight, picking up on information from spirit, energy, what so have you, where tarot cards are a little bit more intricate. But people kind of like the physical representation, the physicality of seeing the cards that comes with reading tarot. And then there's astrology, natal chart, birth chart readings, which is completely different from tarot readings and psychic readings. Although astrology, natal charts, and birth charts can predict the future as well, so keep that in mind. An astrology, natal chart, birth chart reading is basically a reading of your birth chart or natal chart. And what your natal chart or birth chart is, it is the placement of the planets in the sky at the time you were born. All right, and an astrologer typically looks that up from the time that you were born, the place that you were born, and also the month, day, and year that you were born. And through taking that information, an astrologer will put that information typically in a astrology calculator, a natal chart, birth chart calculator, and they will calculate your birth chart or natal chart, meaning they will calculate the placements of the planets, the houses and the asteroids and things like that at the timing that you were born. So we get an accurate representation, for example, of your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus, your Mars. All of these different planetary placements give insight into your personality. They give insight into your life purpose. They give insight into your family, all right, your mother, your father, specifically the relationship to your mother and father, your siblings, all right, your future love partner. It also gives insight into your love life, your money, your career. It gives insight into your travel, like whether you're meant to travel, what your life purpose is, your past life. So an astrology birth chart, natal chart is really an all-encompassing kind of, I need to just kind of figure out my life and figure out who I am kind of thing, all right? Whereas the purpose of a psychic tarot reading and astrology birth chart reading is seeking insight or clarity, having a question about something in specific, all right? So, we've explained what they are, what is the purpose of them. Okay, so the purpose of a psychic tarot reading or a psychic reading and a tarot reading is to get insight and clarity on a situation in your life in order to make better choices, all right? The purpose of an astrology birth chart reading is to get insight and clarity into yourself, all right, in order to make better choices, all right? And those better choices are meant to better yourself, all right? To put yourself in a better place in life, to put yourself in a more secure place in life, all right? That is the purpose of getting a psychic reading, a tarot reading, and an astrology birth chart reading. You get a reading for the purpose of seeking insight and clarity to any questions that you have about your life, about someone else, so that you yourself, as the person seeking the reading, whatever type of reading it is, can make better choices, can make more sound choices moving forward, can make choices that benefit you, all right? So that you can make choices because now you have the insight, now you have the clarity behind the reasoning of what you're currently dealing with, all right? Why you're currently dealing with what you're currently dealing with, all right? And all of these things can be looked into, can be predicted, can be found through seeking a psychic reading, a tarot reading, or an astrology birth chart reading. So you kind of have to pick your avenue. Do you like psychic readings more? Do you like tarot readings more? Because you like to see the physicality of the card, or are you more into natal chart, birth chart, kind of astrology energy? Because you want to know about the moon sign and the rising and the sun. So it's all about figuring out yourself. All right, but the purpose of getting a reading is always to Get more insight and clarity into a situation so that you can make better choices, all right? To put yourself in a better situation, a more secure situation, and therefore, of course, a more happier situation, all right? That's what I hope, my clients leave with is, always want my clients to leave happy. I always ask you at the end of your reading, I hope I was able to give you some insight and clarity. Did I give you some insight and clarity? Did it make sense? Do you feel better? Is something I'll often ask at the end of the reading. Do you feel better? I hope you feel better. Because that's what I want. I want you to feel better. I never want you to leave a reading with me feeling even more confused, feeling even more, depressed or sad. But you do have to be prepared for the truth as well. All right. And the truth is meant to help you make better choices always. All right. So if a psychic tells you something and it's not necessarily something you want to hear, but the psychic sticks to it, it's probably, depending on how accurate that psychic is, the truth. And it's meant to make you better, all right? You definitely don't want a psychic that lies to you. You always want a psychic that tells the truth, even if it's going to hurt your feelings. So, the next step, finding the psychic for you, or the tarot reader for you, or the astrologer for you. That's in another video. But if you feel like I am your psychic, if you feel like I'm your tarot reader or your astrologer, definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Call me or text me at 703-791-9162. Like I said, I'm all three of these things. I'm a psychic reader, which means I don't necessarily need cards. I can read without cards. Often I will pick up energy, I will pick up information without even picking out cards. All right. I'm also a tarot reader, which means I can read cards. I do understand the language of tarot. You can put any deck in front of me and I'll figure it out. All right. Look at all my readings. And often, many of my readings, I'm using different tarot decks because I collect so many of them. And then, of course, I'm an astrologer, so I can read your natal chart or birth chart. I mean, I love zodiac signs. I love astrology. That's partly what my channel is based off of, astrology and spirituality, psychic tarot readings as well. So if you would be interested in that, I'm your guy and I'm here for you. So check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. This is the purpose of getting a reading, a psychic tarot reading, tarot reading, or an astrology, natal chart, birth chart reading. All right. Love and light. God bless and no stress. Once again, contact me for a reading. Like this video, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep in touch with me on my social media. Instagram at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Facebook at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Love and light. Hopefully I'll see you for your own personal reading. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. All right.